take a look at this article by Forbes here. Look, we got top website statistics for 2024. And there are a few statistics that I really want to highlight to you because I think that they are extremely important. Users form an opinion about a website in 0.05 seconds. So your website is just like whenever you meet a new person. They're going to form an opinion on you based on your appearance. The same thing is going to be true with your website. That's not all of it, though. If we scroll down some more, website users spend an average of 5.59 seconds looking at written content on a website. That means your written content only has a certain amount of time in order to be impactful and informative to your website visitors. There's one more statistic that I found very interesting. The last one here I wanted to highlight is number 24. 61% say that if they don't find what they're looking for within about 5 seconds, they will go to another site. So that means within that 1 to 6 second range, this site visitor has come to a conclusion about your business, whether your business is valuable enough for them to even fill out a form, and they have decided whether they are going to move on to one of your competitors. So again, your website is losing you business. Today, I want to cover a little system that I've developed to help you optimize your hero section of your website. It's called the 3 C's of a hero section. Now, what are the 3 C's? We have clarity. Clarity is number 1. Number 2 is credibility. And the last one is call to action. And all 3 of these elements need to be inside of your hero section. And for those of you who aren't familiar with a hero section, this is the initial section on the top of your home page of the website. It's also known as the above the fold. That's kind of a term that was utilized for newspapers back when everybody was reading those. But it's kind of developed its way into website development, website design. We still refer to the hero section as the above the fold as well. And again, it's the first thing that people see when they visit your website. Now, with that out of the way, I want to get into these 3 C's, and these are the things I think about anytime I'm building a hero section. The first one, again, it's clarity. You need to clearly show what you do, what your unique value proposition is, how you can help the customer, and what the outcome will be for that site visitor if they go with you. So how do you do this? Number 1 is your H1, your main header, and your subheader as well. They need to clearly state what you do and how you're unique. Why is what you do valuable to that individual customer? Now, the biggest thing about coming up with this header and subheader is that you need to be clear, not clever. So many people want to spend so much time trying to come up with the perfect slogan to put on their hero section, some creative alliteration, but there is no point in doing that. You just want to clearly state who you are and what you do and how that helps the person who's visiting your website. The other thing you want to show is images or videos that show your service, but more preferably, show the outcome of your service. You also want to ensure that the design is clear in general. The user at the website should not get confused on how to navigate your website, and they definitely should not be confused about the next step, which is going to be your call to action, and we'll get to that in just a bit. So let's take a look at a few websites here. We've got Webflow.com. This is the platform that I utilize to build websites for our clients. Now, you can see whenever you load into the website, more than a website builder. Your site should do more than look good. As the first ever website experience platform, Webflow lets marketers, designers, and developers come together to build, manage, and optimize web experiences that get results. I don't think there's any confusion at all about what this company does, what this organization does. You land on their webpage and you know exactly what their purpose is. The contrast is also really good in the design. You're able to read everything clearly. Now, they also have an image as well right here. And you can see this. Actually, I was incorrect. This is a video. So you can see them actually utilizing the Webflow platform in this video. And we'll get more onto the implications of this video's placement in just a bit as well. But again, I think that they do a really good job of highlighting who they are, how they help, what their unique value proposition is, and again, just overall displaying their service. Our next website here is Planet Fitness. Now, if you're looking at the Planet Fitness website, it says, "Welcome to the judgment-free zone." And then off to the right-hand side of the website, you can see some people working out, smiles on their faces. They're feeling good. This website is clearly showing to the user what's going to happen when they go with their business. A little bit off script here, but anytime you could show somebody smiling on your website, that is a great plus because people are naturally attracted to that. The people are attracted to people smiling. And so it looks really good for their website to have this. They also clearly state their unique value proposition, which is it's a judgment-free zone. You can go to this gym and not be judged by other individuals there. Lastly, we've got the Olive Garden restaurant. Personally, one of my favorites. Now, they did go a little bit more creative with their header here. They said, "The comfort you crave." Now, they can kind of get away with this, mainly because they are already an established brand. You know who they are. I know who they are. You can also tell what they do based on that background video. I would say that this header element isn't necessarily clearly stating what they do, but more is leaning towards the idea of building a pathos or emotion within the site visitor, encouraging them to this call to action. Again, we'll talk more about call to actions later on. Now, the next part of these 3 C's are going to be credibility. Your hero section needs to build trust with the site visitor. Otherwise, this site visitor is not going to do business with you because they do not trust you. So how do you establish trust with a brand new site visitor? One of the easiest things you can do is show off past client testimonials. And I will tell you that a Google review embed works great if you have good reviews. That's a very important part of this. You do not want to show off your reviews if you have 2 reviews and combined they add up to 2.5 stars. Not a great idea. So definitely show off Google reviews though if you have those. If you're interested in getting a Google review embed on your website, reach out to me at the link below. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. Another thing you can show off are certifications, credentials, or awards that your business has. This is a really good way to establish trust, especially in business-to-business fields. Past projects, you could show these off in the hero section if your service allows it. And again, I would highlight the very end of those projects, and it would even be better if you had these past projects assigned with testimonials, depending on your business. Big name client list. What I mean by this is recognizable companies, organizations that your site visitor will likely already know and have heard of. Again, this builds great credibility. It can work against you, but a count of your total customers or kind of indicating your total customers. Something along the lines of join the thousands that have signed up to our program. Something along those lines. Another one that works well is also locations. Multiple locations showing that you are a franchise, showing that you are all across the United States or the world. One more thing that builds credibility is going to be the overall design of the website. If your website looks good, looks professional, people are going to trust it. People no longer trust a website that was built in 2013. People trust up-to-date websites that look good and stick to design trends. So let's take a look into some of these websites that we looked at earlier. Here we have the Webflow website. Now, obviously, their website looks very clean, very organized, very up to date. Where their big credibility builder, though, is down here. You will see that here we have a series of different companies that they have worked with. Orange Theory Fitness, Dropbox, Vice, Philips, the New York Times. People recognize these brands. They know these brands. They utilize these brands. And if I was a business owner randomly scrolling through Webflow, considering it to be my website builder, which it 100% should be, there'll be a video about that later. And I scroll through here and I see that Upwork and the New York Times and Philips and Vice all utilize this platform, I am sold. Because if they can use it, so can I. So that is how Webflow builds their credibility. Let's go on to Planet Fitness. Now with Planet Fitness, the way they build credibility is by showing off that they have multiple locations. That's extremely useful. You can find the club that you need to. It also does help that Planet Fitness is a recognizable brand. Now, the last C, and this is probably the most important. And if you've done the other two right and you don't do this last one correctly, you've still lost the customer. Again, customers will only give a website 6 seconds. And if 61% of users don't find what they're looking for, they click away. So what is this last element here? Call to action. You need to clearly show what the next step is for the site visitor. A little bit of a pro tip, okay? Hear me out. Your site visitor doesn't want to have to think about anything. They want to click through your website and it be as easy as a process to follow as possible. So what does this mean for you? You need to make sure your call to action is obvious. It is clear. It is right in front of the user's face. Ways you can do this is having buttons or input fields that contrast well the rest of the elements on the hero section with a strong call to action statement. Preferably one that initializes some type of pathos or emotion for that matter. Another good call to action could be elements or sections that prompt the user to scroll down to see more. So again, let's take a look at some of the calls to action on these websites. We've got Webflow here. They actually have done both of these. If you see over here to the right, you can see the start building button. They also have one in the nav bar. That's also a basic design trend, is to have the call to action not only in the hero section, but also in the upper right section of the nav bar. Now, we'll get more into design trends as this channel continues to grow. There are definitely some fundamental elements of website design that you need to follow in order for your website to be clear for the user. Now, they have that call to action, start building. And they also have that video we mentioned earlier that since the hero section shows off only the top portion of it, it prompts the user to scroll down to see the rest. And of course, this ends up with the user seeing that large or that scrolling element of all of the companies that they know and love. Planet Fitness's website, their call to action is right in front of you as well. Find a club. And this input field contrasts well with the background, this gradient that they have. And they also have it up in that right-hand corner, so that way they are following those design trends that we all know. Olive Garden's call to action is right in the center, order now. They want you to go ahead and order their food today. Let's look at a website that I think does this poorly. We are on the Top Golf website. Now, you might love Top Golf. I've been before. It's a fun time. However, their website, at least this page here, this hero section, is lacking significantly. Now, they build credibility with their choose a location, right? However, this website is not clear and the call to action is not clear as well. Your eyes are kind of all over the place, whether it's due to the sliders you see on the right hand side, the nav bar that's on the left hand side. You're not exactly sure where you should be looking. Their header also doesn't really show off exactly what they do. It's golf, it's not golf, it's Top Golf. Clever, but it doesn't actually highlight that they are a enclosed range that you can go to, as well as other series of games that they have available for you. Now again, Top Golf is a big enough company that they are able to kind of avoid some of this and work around some of this. I would have quite a few changes to make to this website. You need to ask yourself if your current homepage is clear in who you are, what you do, and why you're valuable, if it builds credibility with the site visitor, and if it has a strong call to action. If you're lacking any one of these things, you are losing business. If you would like me to take a look at your website, I left my email down below. Feel free to email me directly. And what I'll do is I'll send you a video of me kind of going over your homepage of your website and giving you some general tips of what I would tell you to do. We can go from there, okay? Now, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope that you take these 3 C's and utilize it in the hero section of your website. If you found this video and this content helpful, I would really appreciate it if you left a like down below. I'm going to continue to put out more videos that are helpful as well, ranging from how to make sure your website looks great on mobile to how to show up higher in people's search engines when they're looking for you, and overall just how to keep site visitors on your website so you can convert them into sales. So if you want to see that content as well, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification as well. Thank you all so much. Have a good day.